News Talk 980 CKNW. Welcome back to the program, the weekend edition. My name is Sam Ferris on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. I have to look around at my life sometimes when I bitch and complain about breaking a nail or not like my hair color or whatever. I have to be grateful and recognize that we are very, very lucky in the Western world. And anytime that you feel like complaining about your life or feeling bad about it, remember what happens around the world, because we are very lucky. And the reason I say that is some of the numbers that come out of developing countries are sad, but they're very much a part of life for them. For example, developing countries see as many as 99% of the world's newborns and maternal deaths. Not 96, not 95, not 97, 99% of the world's newborn and maternal deaths come out of developing countries. And in 2012, 75% of newborn deaths occurred within a week of being born, and nearly 40% of all children who died under the age of 5 were lost within 28 days. Now, the numbers are staggering and they're tragic, but there is a company out there, I'm sure there are a bunch of them, but we're going to talk to a gal who's connected to a company that is trying to change that. Now, the company is called Baby Hero. And it's very simple. They sell baby products, and they've put together a business model that kind of helps everyone. The idea is that for every product they sell, they send a neonatal survival kit to a poor mother in need overseas. There are two women, Ali Weiser and Samar Shaheryar. I knew I was going to have a hard time with that. Are mothers. They're also co-founders of this company that is based out of Hong Kong. And Samar joins me now on the air. And there might be a little bit of a delay, but she's in Hong Kong. Hi, Samar.
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming on. How did you two? Were you guys friends before, you and Ali Weiser?
We were. We'd actually met in Tokyo. Ali and I are both from the U.S., and we're living in Tokyo at the time, and we were doing charitable work there. We're both ex-bankers who, once we moved to Asia, started to focus a bit more on our charity work, and then we both moved to Hong Kong around the same time and had our two first children around the same time.
Now, Baby Hero, did you come up with that before you got into the philanthropic side of it and then went, we can help this, or did you put the two together at the same time?
Well, around the time that we had our first babies, we both had complications in our first deliveries, and that impacted us significantly. It really brought home the fact that initial period when babies are so small, when you're giving birth, is an incredibly vulnerable time. And we were very lucky to be in a place like Hong Kong, which has amazing healthcare and public healthcare similar to Canada. Mm-hmm. You have excellent medical interventions there if there are any complications. I'm from Pakistan originally. That's where I was born. And I knew that health outcomes there were not anywhere like that. In fact, Pakistan has the highest rate of birthday deaths for babies who die on their birthday in the world. And, as I became a mother, as Ali became a mother, it was just that those statistics just really drove home to us. And it was absolutely staggering, as we say. It's 2 million newborns that are dying in that first month. I mean, it's just around the world. It's just a horrific number, and most of them can be prevented with very low-cost measures. And so looking at that very vulnerable period, becoming mothers, knowing that we have this background in charitable work as well, we wanted, and banking and in business as well, we wanted to combine the two things and really create a company that allowed people to give back on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. As simple as doing a little shopping could help save a life. Basically, that was essentially the concept. And as you become a parent, you also realize there's tremendous mass consumerism around the baby market, and people receive so many wonderful gifts. It's one of those times in a person's life that really everybody shows up and gives you something for your baby, and in that way it's lovely. But why not combine that with a way to help people who are less fortunate?
Absolutely. So for every product that you sell, that Baby Hero, your company sells, you send a neonatal survivor kit to a woman in need in a third world country, in a developing country.
That's right. We fund portions of that kit. There's a kit that was developed by Dr. Sean Morris.
We're going to talk to him a little later. Actually, we're going to hear from him after I talk to you. How many of these kits have you sent?
I think now we're about 2,300.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. It feels good.
It must feel great. Now, tell me, because you must have had to research this, what are the biggest challenges for new mothers in developing countries? Women giving birth, what is the biggest challenge?
Well, this kit is specifically designed for women in the most rural areas of developing countries. So where there's absolutely no medical care, there's no doctor, there's no midwife. So if you can imagine, most of these women are going to be giving birth in their home on probably a dirt floor, no sterile mat to keep below them. They will maybe have their mother or their sister-in-law or their mother-in-law next to them, and some of them will actually be alone in some of these areas.
Wow.
Most of these women are in sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia. And they'll be giving birth in these appalling conditions. Even if there is a medical facility within 100 miles, it's very poorly stocked. It's generally dirty. There are, roaches and rats around, and you don't want to be there at an important time. So you'd rather be alone. So a lot of women would rather give birth at their home than even go to these medical facilities. So this kit is specifically designed for them, and Sean will tell you a bit more
about it when we come back. Yeah.
Yeah, but reaching those areas is a big challenge because these are very rural areas. So we are working with, in Pakistan and in Kenya both, there's a wonderful team of community health workers. In Pakistan, they're mostly women. I believe in Kenya, they're both men and women. And in Pakistan, they're women from the community, not trained, but who care tremendously about their community and will get themselves trained around a particular issue. Let's say it's hygiene or the polio vaccine, for example. You may have heard that women in Pakistan have been shot for trying to give the polio vaccine to these community health workers. This is the same group of women that we're using. They're incredibly brave. They really care so much. They just want to have positive outcomes in their own communities around these issues. So they will go house to house and find out who is pregnant in these rural areas and then deliver them a kit. So that is the big challenge, getting to these people. Many are not literate, and this kit is really designed to be used by the mother in any situation, anywhere.
Yeah.
They don't need any training. That's the difference between this kit and a lot of the other solutions that are out there that require a nurse or a midwife or a doctor.
Right, but we've got to get into those people. Okay, we're going to talk with Sean when we come back. Thank you very much, Samar. I appreciate you joining us this afternoon from Hong Kong.
Yes, and if you guys want to buy onesie, our website is baby.he. So
baby.he.
Yeah, www.baby.he.
Okay, fantastic.
Babyhe.ro. Sorry, babyhe.ro.
Okay, got it. All right, Samar, thank you.
All right, take care.
Take care. Okay, we'll take a quick break here when we come back. We're going to talk to Sean Morris. He's the gentleman who worked with these women to create this neonatal survival kit. We'll be right back. You're listening to News Talk 980 CK.